Hi book buddies, hope this finds you well. Today I'm doing something new. I'm at my local library and I am doing a blind library haul, kind of a book challenge. I'm in my inspirational/Christian fiction area, and the goal of this video, I'm just going to find some books, new to me authors, never read before titles, and just give them a try, see what happens. So while I wander around aimlessly looking for books, I'll play some music, so just enjoy the music and the library wanderings. Okay, so I got 4 books. Probably shouldn't have, but I did. And I want to go check them out now. Okay. So it has been a few days since I last went to the library, and That was some really awkward filming, I tell you what. So, here are the 4 books. If you did not get to see them all, I picked out Blue Moon Promise, The Blizzard Bride, The Book of Hours, The Weight of Air. So I finished this one already. So I selected this one first, mostly honestly for the cover, the pretty stars on there, and also it is a under Texas stars, and which I thought would be kind of fun. And it also sounded really interesting. It's about this young woman, Lucy Marsh. She basically has to care for her little brother and sister. Dad's dead, stepmom left them. She is determined to keep her little family together no matter what the cost. Circumstances come up and she accepts it says it's a proxy marriage. I thought it would just be like an arranged, but I don't know. And to this complete stranger, and so she goes to Texas, and it kind of goes from there. I did not get this for the romance, I just got it for the cover and the stars, honestly. And I like historical fiction, so I thought it'd be interesting. I finished this in a few days. I haven't at this time given a full review or rating, but I'm leaning toward 3 stars. It started out really good, I was really enjoying it, and I love Lucy's character because she is relatable, a control freak, and she just always wants to have the final say in things, and things have to be just so, and she's like the last word basically, and yeah, I kind of like that too. So I loved her character. I enjoy the setting. No one can ever honestly accuse this book of being boring, because I kid you not, there is always something happening. This book is such a fast-paced story, and it seems like the second something is resolved, something else comes up. And it's just insane. And especially toward the last half of the book, specifically like the last 10 or so chapters, it was just like one thing after another. And it got to the point where it's like, okay, you know, especially during the cattle drive, it went from being fast-paced entirely to busy, you know. It felt like unbelievable that many bad things could happen within that short of time frame. You know what I mean? And I liked her character. Toward the end, she was constantly comparing herself to someone else, and even though her new husband clearly loved her and was like trying to, you know, show that in actions and everything, she was still constantly like, oh, you know, he doesn't love me. And it's like, girl, stop, please stop. Romance wise, this was a few kisses here and there as they got to know each other more. A very, I think it's called slow burn, where it's like time, I don't remember. Everybody was always constantly like commenting on her appearance and her beauty, and even Nate was like constantly, and it's like, okay, you know. So 3 stars. I did overall enjoy the story. I might read more from this author. It was kind of interesting. There was a good theme about letting go of being in control, and you can't earn your love from God. He already loves you. There's nothing you can do to earn salvation or to earn his love. It's a gift. It's up to us to receive it. I don't know if I would like highly recommend this, but it was pretty good. If you like Christian fiction, Christian romance, historical romance. It takes place in the 1800s, I believe, in Texas. So if you like westerns, you might enjoy this. Very strong, spirited female characters, small families, arranged marriages. You'll probably enjoy this. The second book I started was Blizzard Bride. It takes place in 1888 in Nebraska, and it's this girl, and she becomes a school teacher to fulfill a task from the government to identify a student as the hidden son of a murderous counterfeiter, the man who killed her father. I was like, okay, not here for the romance part, but the government stuff and the undercover, I'm so there, you know. And 1880 setting, bring it, you know, I'm ready. However, this is a part of a series. What drew me was this ship here, and then I saw that it was Daughters of the Mayflower, and I thought, that's fun. So that's why I originally grabbed this book. So I knew it would be part of a series. However, what I didn't know was this is book 11. And this handy dandy little timeline genealogy thing actually goes through all the other books in the series. So book 1 is like all the way up here. And yeah, so while I do believe this, I don't know, I didn't finish it. I only got to like page 1 before I looked at it on Goodreads, and it's like, oh, book 11? What? I'm assuming this could be read as a standalone. However, as I'm thinking characters in this book are mentioned in other books. I definitely do not want to start in the middle of a series, so I'm going to, if I read this, I'm going to start at book 1 and go from there. I'm not reading this. I DNF'd it only because it's in the middle of a series, so I am very intrigued still. I only read a couple pages. It jumps right into the plot, honestly. And the writing was pretty good though, and I'm very intrigued to read this. This is now a to-read book for me. This one I selected next is Book of Hours. This one sounded really interesting. It's about this guy who inherits this old English manor. I did start this, and it feels like it's going to be a book that is not an easy read. It feels very wordy. So I'm kind of hesitant if I'll even enjoy this one, but I am going to give it a go and we'll see how it goes from there. I will update you guys on how that goes in the next clip. So it's been a few weeks since my last update from the Christian fiction library book haul that I got, and I have been reading this one, the Book of Hours. And in my last video I said that I was really having trouble getting through it. It was picking up a little bit, but it was still just not working for me. I tried to read some last night, and again, I think the book does have promise, but I'm just not getting into it. And now with my new work schedule, and I still have the other library book, not right now. So I'm going to DNF this, not because it was awful, not because I didn't like it. I'm just having trouble getting into it. And I've got a lot of other books to read, so not for now, but maybe someday, who knows? But for right now, I'm going to DNF this. I don't think I'm going to give it a star rating because I only got to chapter 3, and honestly, I didn't even get completely to chapter 3. I still had a few pages left. So no star rating as of now, but DNF. And last night, I did start reading this one now, The Weight of Air. I am currently on chapter 2. It's honestly pretty intriguing. And now when I did read the synopsis and I saw circus, my mind went to when I read The Haunting of Bonaventure Circus, I think. And I did not like that at all. So I was kind of like, not sure how I'm feeling about the circus books. This one's interesting. I feel like it's going to be very deep and like a tragedy and just maybe a bit dramatic, I guess. And I will update you next time when I get a little bit further, or who knows, maybe after I finished it. So we'll see. Final update for the Christian fiction library book haul. This is the last one that I'm reading, The Weight of Air. And I was reading last night, well, 2 nights ago I think it was. And I got up to page 104 and chapter 8, which this book only has 28 chapters, which I don't know why I thought it would be longer, I don't know. So I only had 20 chapters to go. However, I've decided to DNF this due to content that I don't think should be in this book. It didn't go into graphic detail, but basically there was an off-screen intimate relationship between man and woman, not a married couple, and the reasoning she basically gave herself to this man was to help herself keep her job in the circus, even though she didn't want to marry him, but basically she still gave herself away to him. There's a lot of like just touchy-feely and mentions of anatomy parts and everything, and it's just not what I want to read about. And I was really shocked that was in here. It's supposed to be Christian fiction, inspirational under my library thing, and I'm really wondering how this is labeled Christian fiction. I really felt that the author was just trying to really push the forced proximity, one bed trope thing really hard with this. For instance, in the different point of view with Mabel and Jake, I think, Jake or Jack, I can't think right now. There was this whole thing where they were traveling and they didn't have enough money for 2 bedrooms for a hotel or whatever because they're traveling. So they're like, okay, fine, we'll just get 1 bed. Not like very long after, they're buying 2nd class tickets for the ship and they're walking along a sweet shop and they're buying chocolates, and it's like, you guys have money for chocolates and 2nd class travel, but you have to get 1 bed? So that felt so forced. And there's just so many forced marriage things in this. And again, I only got to page 104. There's also hints, I didn't get to finish it, so there was like hints of like a past affair and everything, and it's just, I don't know, it's just not for me. I don't like reading about that stuff, and the fact that it's supposed to be Christian fiction and it has that kind of content, and it did not come off tasteful to me anyway. It was a complete turnoff. Aside from that, it's not a bad book. Before that, I was probably leaning around like 3 stars, but after all that, I would think I'm going to give it between 1.5 to 2 stars. I haven't officially decided yet, but yeah, I'm not going to finish this book. So, no more for me. In the way of the library haul, these are the last 2 books I have here with me. Overall, the first book I read was Blue Moon Promise. I think I gave that 3 stars. It wasn't bad. My main qualms were it was just too busy in parts, that it was like unrealistically unbelievable and kind of annoying in that way. The second book was something about Moonlight, or not Moonlight, something about a Blizzard Bride, I don't remember. The only reason I didn't read it was because I found out it was smack dab in the middle of a series, and I'm the kind of person that I have to start with book 1. So I do plan to read this again, to read it. However, I'm going to start with book 1. And then this was the second one, The Book of Hours, which I DNF'd it due to I just couldn't get into it, and it was, I don't know, it was picking up a little bit, but I just got too many books waiting on me just to keep reading something that I just cannot gain interest in. So hopefully maybe someday I'll give it another shot, but for right now it is DNF'd. I didn't give it a star rating because I only got to chapter 2, well almost chapter 3. So I don't feel that I can actually give it a rating with how little I've read of it. And then this one, which I just told you about. So all in all, I don't know if I consider this a successful book haul or not. I mean, it started out kind of promising, but like, I don't know, 2 DNFs out of 4, and the only one that I actually completed, I only gave it 3 stars, which 3 is still a good rating, but like, I was hoping like 4 or 5, you know what I mean? So, I don't know, it just didn't work out the way I'd hoped, but I mean, I did get to try out some new authors. All these authors were new to me, never read anything by them. So I hope you do enjoy this. The only book that I would recommend is The Blue Moon Promise. The other ones I either didn't finish, didn't even get to read it, or I definitely do not recommend this. Unless you're okay with that kind of content, it doesn't bother you, not a hindrance, give it a go. I mean, always read it for yourself to see, because everyone's going to be different. Personally, this is not for me, and I don't think I'll be reading anything else from the author, Kimberly Duffy. It's just, I don't know, and that's the kind of stuff she's going to write. I don't think that I would like her books, but that's just me. So I have officially been at my job for a week now, and I'm filming this ahead of time, so like, when I'm filming this, I haven't even started my first day. I'm getting these videos pre-scheduled. I hope work's going well. I don't know. So my next video, I'm going to try to have it up the first Friday of November and share my October reads with you guys. It may come out that Saturday. I'm not really sure. All depends on the schedule and everything. I haven't read tons, so like I don't think it'll take too long to do that, you know? So until next time, happy reading!